Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. Thank you so much for being here today, for joining us on this aging journey, women 60 and over, having a wonderful time, kind of reinventing and re-celebrating, recreating their lives in their 60s, 70s, 80s. And I want to welcome the younger women too. We have a lot of women who join us now who are in their 50s, some in their 40s, who see older women as an inspiration. And I think that we have a lot that we can do to kind of re-establish some of those positive stereotypes about older women. I do beauty tutorials, makeup, skincare, and also talk about downsizing, relationships, travel, big themes that some of us are feeling a little bit bounded in the last few months. So I want to talk to you today about something that I think a lot of people are thinking about, and that is, when do I get out into the world again? When can I travel? And what can I do in the short term? What can I do now to kind of make these days more enjoyable and fun? For one thing, I mean, I'm a person who loves to just jump on a bus and go to the next town. I'm super happy getting on a train with my backpack, maybe take a lunch with me even, and don't even, get a meal. I just go to a new place. It's getting off the train and thinking, this is somewhere new. I haven't done this before. And, just that feeling of discovery. And so I wanted to share with you some ideas about things you can do now for travel. Now, I know some people right now, probably when you're watching this, are going to be saying, Margaret, I can't even leave my town. I can't even go to the next village or the next city, and I certainly can't get on a plane and travel. And I understand that. And I'm not trying to lure you with, sort of ideas that are unrealistic. But if you can do some of these things, I think it really can help to bring a little glow to your heart and that sense of what travel really does for me, and maybe for you too, which is to make you feel like there's a world out there that we can explore, and there's a world that has, just new things, even if it's something really subtle, like a new taste of coffee or a new little shop that you've never seen before. Just those things that I think can make such a big difference. Now, Karen Margaret Kay is one of our bloggers, and she wrote this this article called "Revive a Weary Spirit with a Day Trip in Any Season." And you can read the article, I'll leave the link to it below, but basically what she's saying is, we are so used to, over the last few years, socializing, getting together with people, kind of that's been our, one of our bucket list items as we retired, in quotes, or dropped back a bit on work and able to get out for days and take day trips. We can't do that anymore. So, we maybe, love traveling during the summer when we can get out to the beaches, or maybe you're like me and you prefer winter holidays. I actually quite like traveling where there's going to be snow, where there's going to be a little bit of, put your coat and scarf on and keep, bundled up. But maybe you've got a favorite season and you kind of maybe this year skip through it. I mean, no spring, no summer travel, no autumn travel, probably for many, many people, no winter travel. But when I say travel, I mean, going on a cruise or going on a plane to a new country. There are things that we can do. And I've tried some of them, and I want to share it, like my kind of little things that have worked. And, but kind of underscoring one thing, which is that anticipation, planning is half the fun of travel. And even if your plan is to go 1 mile down the road or even across the street and down a block, that is travel. Because it's not the place, it's not the walking, it's not the distance, it's what it does to you inside. It's that sense of, I'm seeing something for the first time. I never noticed that before, and have kind of a little day trip. And if you can make it a day trip and you can go a few miles and get out of your current situation, then that's even better. But if you only have 1 hour that you can do it, things can be done there too. So it's true that a lot of women will say, well, I don't like to travel by myself. And, I'm not a traveler. I don't go out of the house by myself. I like to go with friends. I can go anywhere with a girlfriend or guy friend, but I can't sort of go by myself. So I'm just going to stay home. Well, maybe this is part of the new mindset that we all need during these COVID times. And I've written several articles about this and recorded videos, because I do think that the world as we know it has changed so dramatically that even when COVID is under control, we've got the vaccine, we're all feeling healthy, we're not going to travel the same way. And if we don't allow ourselves to change our mindset. If we don't change the way that we think about everything, but especially about travel, we will just never travel again, or we'll just, we'll feel anger and frustration. So I think that's the first thing, is to change the mindset that it's not going to be with maybe your best friend, or he's not going to be able to come join you. You're going to have to try to do stuff on your own, and you're going to have to make the best of it, and it's not like, pull yourself together and make the best of it. It's like, let's accept our reality and move forward. So we're going to just make some suggestions. Now, Karen Margaret talks about some things that may not be in your town. So for example, there's this thing called the hop on, hop off bus. If you live in a city, I don't know whether they're still operating in a lot of places, but I'm sure that if there's the tour buses, they're working on the principles of social distancing and taking smaller groups. I know for sure, like in Scotland, I was looking for tours, and there are still tours happening. They're just happening in smaller groups. But buses, if you can get on a bus with your mask, or however in Switzerland, it's mandatory. On a bus, you have to wear a mask. And I just wear a fun mask. I've got my unicorn mask. I've got my flowered ones. And I just try not to think about the fact that it's not very comfortable and it's a nuisance. But that's what most buses require. But a bus can take you so many places. We have a bus that leaves from the city here in the Zug and takes you up to the mountains. And I get on that number 1 bus and go up there often just to sit there looking out the window and watching the landscape, watching the cows on the ground, feeding, watching the sheep, watching the changing colors from the flowers and changing leaves. And even just that journey of going up, getting off. I have a little cafe that I go to, which is, again, socially distancing. Everybody's really careful, and have a coffee. Maybe try a cake or a biscuit or some little roll that I've never tried. And then just walk, back. Sometimes I can walk along the lake. I mean, it's very, in Switzerland, we have a little more freedom perhaps, but I can walk along the lake and then get back on the bus and go home. And I love it. I really, really love it. And maybe that's something that you can do. So tour buses, transportation. There's some still, like there's one I know that's going to Alsace, which is in France. It's a tour. I think only it's limiting to 12 people, but you go on the bus. They provide a little basket of food. They when you get there, they give you a map. I think a guided tour as well. So there are places you can go where you can still do a bus tour, and that's kind of a cool thing. Another thing is that you may meet new people on a bus, but given the current situation, you're kind of probably going to be sitting alone. So take a book, take your earphones, listen to music, and just know that you've done a trip. No customs, no checking your suitcases, no, sort of investigation of why you're going. You did it. You got up in the morning, you went somewhere, you enjoyed the inner peace and just the curiosity of a new place. You came home, cheap, inexpensive, and fun. And that's a staycation or a day trip that you can do very, very easily. There's other things too. Now, here in Switzerland and probably in some parts of the United States, you can still go to the shopping malls. And I'm not going to shopping malls very much anymore, like the big indoor shopping malls. We don't have one here, for example, but in Zurich we do, and I haven't gone in almost a year. But we do have outlet malls. And I love outlet malls because they're outdoors, for one thing. You walk from store to store outdoors, and if you're wearing a mask every time you go in a store, but you can walk outside without your mask on. At least I feel comfortable doing that, and that's a really fun one because you can go into a store that has things that you never could afford in a million years, even on sale, but you can go and look. And you get inspiration. Like I walk into a Prada or a Chanel. And I mean, by the way, I've just discovered a new eyeshadow palette, which I've been playing with. And here's my look today, my pinky look. And it's I think it was $12. It is as good as I bought a Chanel palette a while ago. And it is in my opinion, the quality, the colors. So, you can get inspiration from outlet store, mall, shopping areas. Maybe not right now, but that's an idea. Maybe in Christmas time. I mean, I say Christmas because I'm a woman of I was born in the 40s, right? But it's the holiday season, if you want to be more politically correct to say. But it's a season now, from October onwards, where you can just go out and everything's decorated, and people are lighting candles and putting the Christmas and the lights up, so that it's a sparkly time to go out into your world. And even that's another idea. I don't know whether Karen Margaret mentions that, but just going around in your car, look in your own car if you're driving, to places where they've lit up the lights. That's a trip. That's a beautiful trip. And you can, just enjoy the, just the love and the effort that people sometimes put into their beautiful decorations. So possibilities are endless. Now, she mentions the casino, which I think is probably not one that I would do at the moment, although maybe in your area it's possible, but somewhere where you can just have a little bit of frivolous fun. If you live near a beach area, sometimes there's cool activities near beaches for the winter months. But another thing is the cruising. Now, a lot of ships are not cruising until the next year. But MSC, I think it is, has just done a cruise in the Mediterranean. It was the first cruise with 2,000 people where they used incredibly intense social distancing and disinfecting and COVID checking. And the reports from that were very positive, in a positive sense. And in a good sense, and they're now doing short cruises. So if you feel comfortable with that, cruising can be done. A lot of them are doing mini cruises, like from United Kingdom to like Bruges in Belgium, or I don't know about the United States. I know short cruises are not so popular and so possible there. But cruising can be done, and keep an eye open for the lines that are doing things to really protect and limit the numbers of people, of course, and just do a good job. But cruising is one thing to consider. Some people are also doing mystery tours, and those are still really, really popular. I think that the bottom line here is, I'm just looking at my notes because she has so many ideas, and I encourage you to read the article. Have a go. Reset your mind about what travel is. Take a day trip somewhere, even if it's literally to go across the street. Say, what new teas have you got, and a biscuit that you've never tasted, and enjoy. So thanks a lot for being here, everybody. Just what kinds of activities help you to restore your sense of well-being and happiness during this time? Have you taken any trips recently, that you might want to share? Have a really lovely day, everybody. Thanks again for being here. And I hope that you can find a way to put a little bit of travel, weave a little bit of travel into your life. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.